This is my video showcasing my map Alaska. So here we spawn in the blue spawn, and straight away there you can see that there are 3 walls. These walls are meant to cover the actual spawn points, so that anyone like a heavy standing right outside the door, if the door opens, it means that people that are spawning there won't be able to get shot and just spawn camp straight away. So this prevents any frustrating deaths. In the spawn there are 3 exits, 1 main one and then 2 side ones. In between the doors there are there's 2 pickups on a pickup on either side. This just means that since players will likely come through the side doors because there's elevation on that one, it means that they can just they don't have to walk to the other side or even into the middle to actually get pickups. They can just quickly get in and then get out. Just makes it faster. Now exiting through the main door, you get it leads out to the courtyard, and then the courtyard has a slight elevation difference from the spawn door. So this means that if there's an enemy team trying to spawn camp the main door, it just means that anyone leaving or any of the recently spawned players will have a height or elevation advantage, which should help them in the gunfight and tilt it towards them, which just means they're more likely to kill the spawn camper. Now, the courtyard itself has 3 exits. This means that anyone who's trying to cover the courtyard for anyone leaving, it's just quite hard to fully cover it, since there's just quite a lot of options, especially with the 2 from the spawn. Just means in total there's like 5 different paths for a player to leave the spawn area. Also in the spawn area, or also in the courtyard, there's a health pickup. There isn't an ammo pickup, since I didn't want any potential spawn campers to be able to sit the entire map or the entire match just in the courtyard in case they were really good, since eventually, even if they're managing to stay alive by getting the health pickup, they will eventually run out of ammo, which will just force them out of the courtyard. Now, the left door leads to the north exit, and this north exit provides access to the bunker entrance as well as the hillside. The hill. This area can also be accessed through the left courtyard exit. Now, the hill itself is quite a long sight line, so if there's any snipers here, I've made it that it's quite hard for them to, or it benefits the. I've made it that it benefits the players leaving spawn, since they can hug the wall, which reduces the sight line from the doorway, and then they can quickly push to this side, since it's also got some which covers a bit more of the door, or which completely blocks off the door, which allows them to either wait for someone else to help with the push, or just helps protect them for a sniper, so they can bob and weave left and right to push up in case there is anyone standing here. Now, this spot here on top of the hill is quite a good sniper spot. It's got a sight line onto the main sniper tower, some view onto the point. It's got a view onto the platform entrances. It's got a view onto, or somewhat of a view onto the exit from the underneath the point, and then it also has a good view on no man's land for anyone pushing through. It's also just for anyone, they've got any character, they've got a good height, they've got the height elevation for any enemy players trying to exit through this bunker, and either stand there or shoot players from no man's land on that side. And then also the hill or the cave entrance can be accessed from this ramp. I added this ramp in one of the early iterations because I found that since the map was quite big, especially back then, it meant that if anyone got pushed off point, they'd have to recover and head round the side paths again. But because this path, the ramp wasn't originally there, it meant that the players had to walk all the way around to the entrance of the hill, and that just added like about 10 seconds extra. So every character would take the platforms side, since that one that ramp has always been there, which just meant that the cave was used significantly less, and the map was very unbalanced since most people were on the would use the platform side. Now the cave itself, there's two paths in the cave. One is a main one which brings the players to the bridge. The second is a more flanking route in the cave. So it first of all brings players to health, a small and a pickup, small ammo and small health pickup. This is far enough away from the point itself, but since there is a conflict area being the bridge entrance right here, I didn't want to make it any bigger, since then it would be too quick to recover health. And additionally, since for a bigger health pickup and ammo is accessible right by the bunker entrance, so it just balances out the recovery time for health and stuff quite a bit. Now this path right here is quite good for scouts or spies who are trying to flank around to kill anyone right here on the this conflict area, or if they're trying to push up to kill any snipers who's standing on the hill sniper spot. And then this conflict area, the cave itself is quite good for pyro, because of the size of the pillar got increased, so it decreases the size of the corridors, which just means a player has to run around, but it's not too tilted towards pyro, since a lot of characters can outrun and get out of reach from the pyro from the flamethrower by using the cover off this pillar. It's also quite a good area for explosive characters and heavy pusher. Now the cave brings it is one of the entrances to the point, and it brings it to the bridge which connects the point. The bridge itself has a couple of windows which has a sight line into the courtyard, which is a good sniper spot for anyone camping there, which I'll mention later. Same with on this side. The cover there helps to protect anyone or reduce the visibility of someone leaving the bunker, or if if anyone gets pushed off and they want to try to get back onto the bunker side, but there's someone standing here on the bridge covering this part of no man's land, they can quickly get in through the courtyard, go out through that exit, and then use that cover to protect them while they go make their way up the ramp. Now the bridge has been shortened quite a bit since the first iteration. This is just to have it that if a sniper's standing here, while it's unlikely that they would last very long since it is quite a high traffic area, if there is a sniper here, then the sight line used to be too long, since anyone trying to push up through the bridges, the sniper would have a very easy time just killing them. So reducing the path means that the length of the sight line is reduced, just helping to nerf sniper a bit. Also, I had a couple people mention in my feedbacks that in the feedback tests that they got killed from snipers a bit too much through the windows, because the windows used to be quite a bit bigger. So I eventually just kept on shrinking them till I found quite a good sweet spot, which is this size right here. And I didn't want to shrink it any further because mainly because I want it to be an option to escape, since if an attacker is trying to push on the point but then they get surrounded from the behind on the cave, they can use the windows to quickly jump and escape, just as an option. If they're good enough, they can just quickly run out. Now onto the point itself, there is a slight elevation difference from the bridge under the point. I added this because from my feedback, apparently it was too hard to push on the point. So this will just give any attackers here the slight advantage, just tilting it towards them. Then also to make it easier for the attackers, I added 45-degree walls instead of 90-degree walls, or just right angle corners, because originally it was a 50-50, so it meant that defenders were able to just hide in this corner while someone tried to push through, and it just once again just made it harder to attack the point. It also means that if a defender is forced away from any cover, from if there's a sniper trying to look in, since from here they can't hide in that corner, protecting them from that from the small sniper tower, and then on this side they're forced into a more open view from either the bunker or this side. Now the other side, or the other bridge, is this window's got a quite vulnerable to sniper tower, and then same with on that side. But this side also, compared to the cave side, has more cover. This is because from the pillar to the entrance to the bridge is a lot less on this side when you include this part of the platform. So any sniper who'd be looking down would have a easier shot. So adding this just helps to break it up a bit, which makes it easier for, if there's a sniper on the point, it makes it easier for attackers to dodge them, provides them extra cover, and same for vice versa if there's a sniper over here. Now this room, or the platform itself, has been shrunk a lot since the beginning, because while this route was faster than the cave route, it still took roughly 20 seconds, and when I tried to get the time similar to Viaduct, so I had to shrink the size of the platform and the width of the map overall, and the width and length. So now it roughly takes about 10 seconds, 10 to 13 seconds, depending on what character it is, to access through either of the side paths. Now, to do that, I also had to shrink the sniper tower quite a bit, which has changed this view, but I'll talk about that in a second. So on the platform, there are two paths, either one going directly to the point, which is one that characters like Demo Man, Soldier, Heavy would take. They push on, and then they'd fight for this room. When they win, they then move on to the point. But for weaker or lower health characters like Scout or Spy, they have the option of using this flank route. So they'd come up here, they'd see that room is quite contested, so they'd choose to go around flank from behind, and then they'd be able to take the enemy by surprise. So this path is still quite useful for all characters, or good for all characters. But then if they do use this path, the flank path, then they are if there's any characters making their way up here, they're finding quite a vulnerable position. Now the flank path is also where you have access to the sniper tower. So the sniper, I need to swap to sniper to showcase it properly. Now the sniper path was originally the staircase was on this side, but I found that it made the staircase too frequently used. For one, people would run up it and then they'd peek down, so they'd have a longer sight line onto the point, which I wanted to remove, since the sniper tower isn't meant to have a sight line onto the point. So I ended up just making it one staircase and accessible from the back, since the back is slightly less used, but it's also as an incentive to use it for other characters other than Scout and Spy, since they'll want to come check for snipers. Now sniper on the sniper tower has a good sight line onto the middle exit from the courtyard, has a good view onto no man's land and the entrance to the bunker, as well as the cave sniper spot. Now if someone's standing on this side looking at blue side of the map, then they don't have much view onto the red side, or their view's like a lot more limited. I wanted this so they couldn't just quickly look in between. They'd have to actively swap to go to the other side of the sniper tower. Since for snipers, I didn't want any spots to really have a good long view of both sides of the map. So let's say the small sniper tower, I don't want it to have a view of the blue side and the red side, since that's too far back in a well protected area and it would have too long a sight line. So I've tried to split it up to where if you're a sniper in your side of the map, you can only really have a good sight line onto that side. You can't look at the other teams. The only area where this doesn't really apply is the point, but it's very hard for a sniper to survive long enough to find real value from using the point as the sniper spot. There is one exception though, which I'll mention later. But if to counter a sniper from being too strong here, there are quite a lot of angles for other snipers to contest him, as well as players pushing up behind to kill, like a scout or spy. Since if you're looking out here trying to snipe someone, you're not very unlikely to know that someone's coming up behind you. So they'll have the player attack or pushing up the sniper will have a great advantage. And even if the sniper does realize and turns around, they only really have time to shoot one shot before the player pushing up reaches them, and then they'll have to use a SMG. So they're at quite a big disadvantage, even with the significant elevation here. Now, there are two platforms two ramps up to the platform. Originally, this wall was significantly shorter, but I decided to extend it because I wanted anyone trying to defend the ramps here. Let's say red team's trying to defend against any blue players pushing up here. Originally, they would have a much larger sight line onto no man's land while they're here, but now they need to put so they'd be able to stand back here, and then they'd have a view roughly up to that point, and it would give them great access onto no man's land for anyone pushing up that side, while the main sniper sights to contest this one, or the main sight line to contest this spot right here, wouldn't be able to see them. So now they have to push up quite a bit further if they want to get the same view onto the path or onto no man's land, which forces them into the sight of these few sniper sight lines. And then going on the other path brings you to the south exit. Now the south exit's main feature is having a small sniper tower, which has a good sight line onto the point, as well as underneath the point, and then a bit onto the bridge. Now this sniper sight line, it's very good for ensuring that one team won't just ensuring that defenders aren't. It isn't really easy to defend. They can take out any heavies who are just holding it down, which allows it to be attacked a lot easier, which just helps the game flow, making it back and forth. But it also prevents people from attacking underneath. But to prevent it from being too strong, I've added the flank path, which allows people to sneak up behind, going through the platform, push down, and then they'll be a significant advantage if there's a sniper, since the sniper would be likely focusing their attention on this side. So then any flanker would have the opportunity to walk up behind or double jump, and then they'd be able to get an easy kill against the sniper. Just stops them from being too dominant in this area. Now I did also add this small ledge, since I didn't want a full room to protect the sniper from any shots. So I just added a very small one. This is mainly just because when I play sniper, I like to fidget a lot, and just having this small ledge prevents them from falling off, which can just get a bit frustrating. And then once again, there are medium health pickups and ammo pickups. It's far away from the point, so it's far away from the point, but it's far away enough from this conflict area, so a medium one is large enough. But I did want to have an incentive to go back and get the full stuff from health and ammo from the pickup, so I didn't make it a large one there. Now going through the middle path, you get to this spot right here. This spot is very good for snipers for taking down anyone for if the defending team is too strong on the point. It just means they can quickly get picks off, get quite a few picks by hiding in this cover and then charging up the shot before poking their head out and getting a quick kill. But it's also quite good for protecting against people pushing up through the middle. Since the middle is quite a quick route, it means that a sniper will be quite strong for, let's say, a scout pushing up here to either jump onto the platform or use the bottom one. A sniper here will have a direct sight line, so it balances out scout quite a bit. Now this spot itself can be countered because there's a few angles looking onto it. which just means a sniper won't be able to cover all of them, and just makes them a bit more vulnerable, so they won't hold it down for too long. And they're also very vulnerable to any flankers, either taking the bunker path or the platform, the flank path on that side. They can just go through the side doors and then come up behind the sniper and kill them. Now, the spot is also a good turret spot, since a turret placed here will have a very strong sight line onto the point, but to prevent the turret from being too strong, I've made sure that it doesn't reach that point right here, or that the other courtyard's exit. It only reaches roughly around here, which means a soldier can, either a soldier or a sniper can pop, constantly use this as cover to just provide fire while protecting themselves from either the turret or anyone trying to shoot from here. Now, I need to swap to Scout to demonstrate the rest of the middle path. So the middle path is only really accessible by 3 characters: Scout, Demo Man, and Soldier. So Scout can double jump followed by a crouch to make his way on top of the sledge. Now, this path is necessary because you want 3 paths onto the point, but to encourage most players to use the side ones, since it's quite a bit longer, I've made it that only these 3 characters can access the point by themselves without an engineer needing to use a dispenser to boost the players onto it. So to balance out this short time, first of all, there's, like I've said before, there's quite a few angles with the direct path from here, the sniper tower, these sides. So anyone trying to push up is vulnerable to snipers, and they're also very easy to spot. So Scout, to further balance him out, I've made the path slightly more difficult to jump on, so you're more likely to fail the spot or fail the jump, and if you do fail the jump, you're stuck in quite a vulnerable position, with defenders having more time to react to a Scout pushing up. And then for a Soldier and a Demo Man to access this point, right, to access the middle point to the middle path to the point, they have to boost themselves up with their explosions, which takes off a significant enough amount of health to where it gives an advantage to defenders. Just so these factors help to make sure that the middle point isn't overused, and still encourages the other 2 main paths to be used often. Now, there is the middle point right here, or the under point right here, which has a small pickup. So I wanted players to have the option to be able to, if they get pushed off the point, they can pick this up, since accessing the point, they'll have to, for most characters, they'll have to make their way around, and which just means that the recovery time from getting the health to getting back onto the point is long enough to where they won't be able to just jump down, pick it up again. But since Scout can do that, I have just kept it limited to a small health pickup, and also because this area is also used as a path onto the other side, I feel like since you can hide in the corners, having a larger pickup would be too strong, since you can just wait for it to fully respawn and then you can go get more health until you're full health again. Now, the last area is the bunker. This area is an alternative flank to either going through the cave, going through the platform, or through the middle, since they're all quite highly contested with they're either high conflict areas or they're very visible and vulnerable to snipers. So this offers a safer route, but it's more so out of the way, so it takes longer to get through. So first of all, the health and ammo, I place it here because once again it is out of the way, provides a safer area for people to come pick it up. But then the bunker itself, it's got a door frame which you can hide behind if there's someone standing there. So then you can prepare to rush them. There's also a 45-degree wall here, which prevents any snipers from having a direct sight line from one side of the bunker to the other side. So they're not going to be able to spawn anyone who's trying to use it, or spawn camp anyone who's trying to use the bunker. since the since someone like a scout would be able to hide behind the wall, and then by the time they're visible to a sniper, the length to reach them is significantly lower. So if they miss a shot, since the scout has high movement, he's likely to be able to dodge. It means that they can quickly push up, and then they'll be able to kill the sniper quite easily. Or the other person who's this is intended for, which is spy, to be able to go invisible, and then they just be able to beat the sniper without them seeing them. So then you exit the bunker. You are visible in some areas, especially here from the hill. So it's not too overpowered as a flanking path, but it is quite easy to access the courtyard, which means it's good for, once again, flanking anyone who's camping, or any snipers using this sight line, or anyone who's waiting or standing on the small sniper tower for too long. And that's Alaska. Thank you.